Hey, friends, welcome to another Dr. Seb Talks Money YouTube and podcast episode. I'm excited today to share the session today with a special guest. But before I do that, I want to make a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that what we're going to be sharing today is educational in nature, it is not advice. Now, Brenda Susi is a certified transformational mindset coach and life mastery consultant. And she's going to share with us today about burnout and how she had to change the trajectory of her life because burnout was causing her to miss out on so many other things as it pertained to her family and just overall life balance. Brenda, welcome to today's session.
Hi, thank you for having me. So
You
happy to
are
be here.
welcome. You are welcome. And I see that there's a comment. Hey, Beverly, thank you so much for joining us today. So, Brenda, I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself before we dive more into that transformational path that you took.
Awesome. Thank you. So basically, my background is I have a degree in postgrad international business. So I focused on importing, exporting, and I have 20 years of that in that industry. And then today I can say that I am an international business consultant and a transformational mindset coach, as I help people in corporate to create what they would love to create within their own careers and in their lives as well.
Okay, so I know you had an aha moment when you had to change trajectory. Can you kind of take us through that moment, what sparked that, and how maybe our listeners are that are going to be listening or those who are watching now can
Mhm.
maybe take that aha moment that you had in your transformation and maybe recognize themselves and determine how they should pivot
Yeah.
because they may be in a burnout situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'm a single mom. And at the time then when everything was happening, so basically I was 10 years into a job that I love in aviation industry. We were building the CL-415 water bombers. It's an aviation uh, that for ministries, basically, different countries to remove the firefighters. They're going and there's fires in the woods, and they they the aircraft goes onto the water and it fills up with water and it goes and the fire is removed. I love that job. And then they told us that they were actually going to be selling that division of the business. So I had to pivot. Because I was in import export, I knew how to do distribution, knew importing. So I purchased this. I put all my security money into this business, thinking that this is what I needed to do to stay here, where I live, where my daughter is. And so I knew how to import, I knew how to export. I just did not know the industry, which is skincare. And 14 days later, after I put all my money, my security money into building this business, I was offered a management level into a mining industry, which was in my field of studies, which I accepted. So just imagine, for 6 months, I was closing out my aviation job, building a business, that my office was 4 hours in Toronto from here. And I was working full time, and I'm a full time mom, taking care of my house and everything that comes with it. So, as you can imagine, I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to be the strong person, and I ended up burning out, I would say, March 2018. So that whole started with August 2017, and I burned out in March 2018, basically. And I knew something had to change. I couldn't do it all.
Yeah.
right? We as women, we think that, oh, I'll do this, and we show up and we try to do it all, and money is coming in every single way, but you kind of feel like you're failing everywhere, like you're not. I was going to bed at midnight and I was waking up 5 a.m. So to feed my daughter, put her in daycare, go and do my full-time job at my new job, and in the meantime trying to answer some questions with my new employee that's 4 hours away. And then when I would leave my full-time job, I would go close out my 10-year aviation job. And then I would come home, put my daughter to bed, and then I would answer my emails to France, where my supplier was from. So it was just this, like, it did not last long,
Yeah. I
basically.
can imagine. It sounds like you were on a roller coaster. There was just no getting off because you're going from one thing to another with no breathing room. And I'm
No.
sure there are a lot of ladies who may be listening, and even men who may listen to this brought to this recording
Yeah.
and to see themselves in
Yeah.
that on that wheel, that trajectory of just going from one thing to the other. They're all good things, but it
Yeah.
becomes hard to manage all of them at one
Yeah.
time.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. And it could be for a female, it could be for a man that feels like, I have the responsibility to take care of my house, take care of my family, take care of like everything that comes with it, and try to keep up with everything. So it doesn't matter if you're female or for your male. Like when you feel that responsibility that you cannot feel because you have all these responsibilities and you think you can do it all without asking for help, that's when you're, well, for me, I hit a burnout, and I did not know at the time that that was going to be the wall that was going to hit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as a transformational mindset coach, if you had a client that came to you with this scenario, can you share maybe one tip that you would use, or some strategy that you would use to help your client maybe realign their priorities,
Yeah.
or make a change
Yeah.
in the way they're doing things?
Yeah. Today I am a transformational mindset coach, and I can say that I'm the product of the product, because when I burned out, that's when I turn into personal development. And so for those people, um, I would ask them, like, to breathe in, because when we breathe in and breathe out slowly, it calms our nervous system. And when it calms your nervous system, you're more open to understanding, or even open to ideas to come in. So I went through this program. I have a 12-week program, and I gone through the whole program myself. And what I found out, that I needed to come back to my own clarity. What is it that I would love to create in my own life? What is it that are causing stresses in my life? What is the boundaries I need to create in my life? So when I became very, very clear as to what I wanted to create, because I was on the autopilot, I was just reacting to what life was sending at me and to me. And I was no longer having, like, you can have control at a certain point in your life of certain things, but it's what you choose to do with it. And when I gained clarity on what it is that I really wanted, and I aligned myself to that goal and what I wanted to create for myself, that's when things started changing for me, basically.
Yeah, you said something about being on autopilot and reacting to what just came along. And I am sure I've been there.
Mm,
And I'm sure that there are many others who, or possibly there now, who are, because of all the things that are going on in the world, all the uncertainties, the layoffs, and, all the things that we're seeing in the news, and the wars, and, food prices going up. There are a lot of people who are probably on autopilot now, right now, just
yeah,
reacting to life as it
yeah,
comes along, not being strategic about, maybe I need to remove myself from this place
yeah.
so I can uh, see my way clearer. So, what is one thing that you may be able to share with someone who's in that position?
So The question I ask a lot of my clients and a lot of people is like, what would you love in your life? And a lot of people don't know, because when we're at the state of burnout, we bring home negativity, we bring home frustrations, we bring home so much negative energy around us that it affects our, like it affected my child, it affected my relationships. And so, but when you recognize that, you make yourself aware of that, and you zone in into yourself and you ask yourself, like, what would I love to create in my life? And when you get clear on that, uh, just remember that the how is not important, because when you make a decision, that's the second point. First one is realizing clarity on what is it you would love to create. And the second point is, when you make a decision, is that what you want to commit to? And this is what you're going to be doing for your life. The universe starts playing with you in ways that you would have never you have imagined. You can't plan certain things. And so the how is not important when you are asking yourself, what would I love? And you're writing all down, and just don't think about the how. Just write what it is that feels expanding in your heart. And when that feels expanding in your heart, that's what life is seeking through you, and a fuller, a better, more expression of you as well.
Yeah.
And you do know that that's the path you need to align yourself with.
Yes, and you're encouraging me personally because I've been asking myself how a lot. Because as an accountant and a numbers person, I'm very analytical.
Hmm.
So I want to see what's going to happen 10 years from now. And so, not asking myself enough because I'm getting ready to make a major shift in my life. And
Hmm.
it's scary. It's
It
very
is.
scary. And once I lay out the path, I'm asking myself how. But you're right. Asking yourself how will make you be scared
Yes.
because
Yes.
it's not about the how. Is you once you lay out what it is you need to do and
Yeah.
you know your purpose for it,
Yeah.
you're passionate about it. The
Yeah.
how will happen. It's you just start making the steps to doing it. So I love that, and you really are encouraging me also.
And my third step, as you're talking about that, I'm going to say my third step is befriending your fear. Because when your fear is your fear is coming up for you, is because this is the feedback, because this is where it's getting outside of your comfort zone. It's just basically saying that you don't know that yet, but when you get up on the other side of comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. But fear is in our back of our subconscious mind, that's going to keep you to stay. I'm here to keep you safe. I'm here to make sure that you don't fail, you don't get embarrassed, and all that stuff. But basically, you can have fear. That's okay. But as long as you don't let fear have you.
I love that. I love that. It's okay to acknowledge that fear comes from making this leap or this
Yeah.
change in life because the fear makes us comfortable. Because, especially when you're in a good place in your life, why
Yeah.
would you want to make a change? Why would you want to do this thing that's different, that's unknown? And that's where the fear has us. But you're right. Once you understand that that's all fear is, then hopefully those who are listening, and for me, it's encouraging me to know that I just need to make that move because I know it's the right move.
Yeah,
But
because it's fear. Fear is feedback.
yes,
Fear
yes,
is like, okay, it's because I haven't done this before, but I'm curious. Let's find out what's going to happen.
yes,
So if you take fear as feedback, you know you're growing.
yeah,
You know you're doing your purpose. You know you're on the alignment with what you're supposed to be doing.
yes, yes. I love that. Now we talked a little bit, and you have a passion project that's coming up. So I'd like for you to share that with the listeners and viewers.
Okay, so that's awesome. So throughout my years, I've always loved traveling. I do solo travel. I went to Jordan alone. I went to Nepal, trekking the mountains alone. And I know there's a lot of like people out there that would love to travel, but their partner don't want to come with them, or they're like, there's so many different reasons to why not to. So what I'm putting together, I'm also an amateur cook. I love food and I love various
Me
things.
too.
So I want to bring experiences and adventures to people who are during that time, their transformation. They see the opportunities, they see experiences that in their life that can come back and create for themselves. So what I'm putting together is in October, I'm going to bring a small group, a cozy group of people to a villa, and this the first one in October is Italy. And so the morning it would consist of us working on mindsets, what we would like to create in our life. And then every single day we're going to be doing sightseeing, Pompeii, Nepali, vineyard, and another one is the groundings of how to make olive oils farm. And at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, we have an Italian chef that comes in this beautiful kitchen, and he teaches us how to make the Italian cuisine, pasta, ravioli, whatever. So, and in the evening, we eat what we have cooked for ourselves. So the whole experience in itself is just like, it's a mindset discovery. It's like getting our hands in experience and an adventure of that, and also the adventure of discovering this beautiful country as well. So those I want to that's going to be my business model. I'm doing this 6 times a year, bringing a group of people and sharing this, like there's these my company name is Soul Life Adventure. Okay, so every one of us have a soul for us to be here on this human experience, which we call life. And we're here to discover and experience. And we are all on one adventure for our soul. So I do believe that creating these experiences and these adventures not only grow a little bit, but exponentially through mindset, spiritual, and experience of life as well.
That sounds like a sumptuous adventure. Having exploring mindset during the mornings,
Yeah.
really discovering who you are, then helping to prepare this awesome meal. And then you partake of your meal. That sounds
Yeah.
like a really great experience. And I am going to, here is her website if you want to learn more about this project that's coming up. Well, it's really not a project. It's going to be your business model,
Yeah.
because you're going to be doing this in several places all over the world.
Yes.
So
I've got some different locations all over the world as well. Yes.
yeah, so you're going to be exploring mindset, learning more about ourselves, and then we're going to experience the country or the area that
Yeah.
you're in,
Yeah.
which further expands your mindset
Yeah.
and partaking of this beautifully prepared meals.
Yeah.
So this really sounds like a great adventure. I have 2 comments in the chat, so let me check them out. Well, several comments. Dr. Audrey was saying these are awesome strategies. I think that's when you were sharing your 3 steps.
Hmm.
Um, and Beverly saying my move was from one state to another, and I'm with you. I love food also.
Yes. We always connect through food, right? It's
Yeah.
just like, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
so please go check out Brenda's website and learn more about these upcoming trips. Again, it's going to be her model, so she's going to be doing it several times throughout the year. So if you can't get in on the Italy trip, then make note to follow her so you can get in on future trips. And she will have links to all of her social media from her website. So
Yes.
again, that's Soul, SOUL, Life Adventure.com.
Yeah.
Brenda, is there anything else that you would like to share with us before we wrap up?
Through my personal development certification programs, I have come to own not only myself, but everybody do believe one of my core values is that we are far more powerful and capable than our current circumstances, situations, and circumstances that we find ourselves into. And when we can get into a proven system, coaching system that opens up an amazing, magical experience of your own soul life adventure.
I love that. We are far more powerful than the circumstances in which we find ourselves. I co-sign on that statement. I really do. I really believe we have so much more inside of us than we think, because the world tends to cause us to stuff down our potential. When we're children, we color in the line. When we do things, don't do that. That's too dangerous. So we've been conditioned over our lives to stay within boundaries.
Yeah.
But I love what you said. We are far more powerful than the circumstances in which we find ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Thank
And
you so much.
thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for sharing with us your wisdom. Again, please check out Brenda's website. She is a certified transformational mindset coach, and she's taking that certification, melding it with experiences in other countries so that we can experience an openness of mind, spirit, and soul.
Yes.
Until
Thank
then,
you so
have
much.
a wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I will see you next Sunday with another special guest. This is Dr. Sev saying goodbye.
Okay. Thank you.